Justin Trudeau's misstep against India is not just a bilateral hiccup, it's a matter of global security. For decades, India has fought terrorism on multiple fronts: cross-border insurgencies, militant groups, and separatist movements. These forces have destabilized regions, claimed thousands of innocent lives, and forced India to adopt relentless counter-terrorism efforts. No country should tolerate groups promoting extremism against another nation. Canada's leniency toward such groups today carries grave consequences. One such threat is the Khalistan movement, which seeks to carve out an independent Sikh state from India. Although fringe in India, the movement finds support abroad, particularly in Canada. India has repeatedly raised concerns about extremist elements on Canadian soil, citing their involvement in acts of terror, including the 1985 Air India bombing, the deadliest aviation attack in Canadian history. No nation should shelter extremists. Just as Pakistan was long accused of harboring terrorists targeting India, Canada now faces similar allegations. Countries that allow these groups to flourish undermine global security and violate international norms. India's call for action from the Canadian government is not just reasonable, it's necessary. India's intelligence agency, RAW, is internationally recognized for its precision and capability in defending national security. Similar to how Israel's Mossad neutralizes threats globally, India asserts its right to defend itself, whether the threat lies within its borders or abroad. This isn't aggression, it's self-preservation. Unfortunately, instead of addressing these legitimate security concerns, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has strained diplomatic relations by suggesting Indian involvement in the killing of a Khalistani activist in Canada. India dismissed these claims as baseless and inflammatory. To many, Trudeau's words reflect poor judgment and a failure to grasp the consequences of harboring extremists. Diplomacy must prevail. Canada prides itself on being a diverse, multicultural nation, but freedom of speech must never serve as a shield for extremism. The solution is straightforward. Canada needs to curb extremist activities on its soil and open the door to constructive dialogue with India. These two democracies, one a G7 nation, the other the world's largest democracy, must find common ground. The stakes are too high to ignore. Terrorism isn't just India's problem, it's a global one. As the international community increasingly supports preemptive actions by nations like Israel to safeguard their citizens, India deserves the same right to act decisively against those who threaten its peace and stability. Both India and Canada stand to benefit from stronger cooperation. A peaceful resolution depends on Canada stepping up, condemning extremism within its borders, and working with India to ensure a future free of terrorism and diplomatic mistrust. Diplomacy, not division, is the path forward. The world is watching, and the time to act is now.